Robot. Mobile Suit Gundam is pretty much the original mecha anime that really blew up in Japan. And thanks to Toonami showing Gundam Wing over in the US, it's now one of the biggest mecha animes ever. And Gundam model kits have been a big thing since forever. Jesus Christmas. And there's currently like 3 main lines. There's high grade, which is the cheaper versions. They just you gotta paint those guys a lot for them to look any good. There's the master grade, which are bigger, expensive model kits that you don't need to paint, but you should. And then there's real grade, which is pretty much master grade style figures, but in the same scale as high grade figures, and they're really detailed, and they come to bits. Anyway, this is my first real grade figure. Yeah, it was okay. The sculpting on this model kit is really good, and the painting is non-existent. You see, I do paint my model kits. Here's a high-grade Zaku that I worked very hard on. But I don't know, when I was done building this model kit specifically, I felt I just didn't need to paint it. I think it looks good enough. I don't know, I just kind of vibe with it. Also, if you're wondering why I'm reviewing this so late after it came out, and considering that even the 2.0 is out now, I found it at Barnes & Noble and it was half off, so, you know, that helped. So yeah, there is a surprising amount of detail on this kit, but if you want more detail... Ew. There's a lot of, like, different shades of the same color, like there's a differing... Like, as you can see, there's differing blues and reds on the inside of the arm. Ignore the nub marks, please. And there's, like, 8 different shades of white in the arm. Ignore the nub marks, I beg you. Hell, it's things that are... The cool thing about real grades is things that would normally be stickers on other kits are actually molded in detail on this kit. So like the crotch V and the Vulcan guns on the head are both just different pieces inserted into other pieces, which is really nice. Also, a fun little detail is if you bend the arm. Did you notice that? This tiny little piece, it actually moves when you move the arm. The shifting arm gimmick. It's actually pretty cool. It's actually a lot more noticeable on the legs. Dang, that's actually a lot of shifting armor right there, fellas. Also, things like the back skirts wouldn't be movable on any other kit, but here, cool. That's neat. Okay, now time to talk about the... Gosh dang, are you serious? Off camera, the freaking back skirt fell off. Now time for the big problem that comes with at least some early real grade figures. The stability. Bits constantly fly off, and the legs are just always begging to slide off. Dude, even the freaking... There's no... Yeah, it actually appears that a little piece has fallen off of my desk and into the void. OCD man is not happy. Also, be careful about these little back handles. They will snap off. Accessories. He comes with 2 alternate hands. He comes with 1 pair of posable hands. This one broke, so it's just like that now. And a pair of closed fists. Is that supposed to do that? He comes with his gun. This thing can move, and this thing can move. And if you want him to hold it, all you gotta do is just kind of like, ooh. He also has a shield, which plugs into his arm and also wrap around the fingers, and that is not a solid connection. What I do is I rip out that hand, and I put in the fist, and I have the handle kind of wrap around the wrist, and then when that plugs in, it puts enough tension so that it stays on. Pretty cool. He also comes with a bomb from the first episode of the anime. Nobody cares. He comes with 2 extra pairs of beam sabers, but he can't actually hold these ones. These ones are specifically designed to plug into the shield. I like the sentiment, but why? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this also shifts. He also comes with a microscopic armor way. Oh, he's backwards. Truly, my camera's having trouble focusing on it. It's so tiny. I'm about to inhale that. He comes with this bazooka, which is really nice. Oh, pretty cool. But how could I forget? Beam saber. Not like it's beams, not a lightsaber. It's a beam saber. The beam saber in combination with the shield is actually really cool. It does look really nice, and he actually holds onto the beam saber surprisingly well. Now, last but certainly not least, he comes with this stinking little jet. It's a pretty hefty little build for its size. It stays together surprisingly well. The wings are floppy, but I don't care anymore. But the cool thing that this can do and now the core fighter has become a core block, and it can go inside of him, but it also kills the waist articulation, and also that was real. He also comes with this stand adapter. Ball joint at the head and the base in the neck, so you can get that good There is a butterfly joint at the shoulder, so you can go like that. It's also kind of a ball joint. There's also another ball joint at the shoulder, so you can go up that high, and it can spin around, which is always fun. Rotation at the bicep. Rotation at the bicep. Double bend at the elbow. Ball joint at the wrist, and also this, I think this might not be intentional. Also fingies on the other hand. There's a ball joint here and a ball joint here in the other gray core block, not the one that turns into the jet, and that actually allows for some really good waist articulation. These two side skirts are actually kind of freewheeling right here, so you can see how they kind of morph to whatever pose you're putting the... You can kick that high, but if we just... Since it loves to fall off so much, it can go even higher. There is a rotation there, but that's more of just the ball joint. As shown earlier, there is a double bend at the knee. There's a ball joint at the ankle and heel articulation, I don't know. And also ankle pivot. Also, you can do this. I don't know why. Ball joint at the beam sabers, both of them. Ball joint at the thrusters, and actually hinge joints on these little mud flaps. The posability on this figure is actually amazing. Like, it almost single-handedly redeems everything else this figure does. Almost. Yeah, the stability problems are still really bad, and they're most abundant when you are posing this guy. Like, don't get me wrong, I still have a blast putting this guy in countless poses because he's just that articulated and that fun to mess around with. But the stability issues, especially on camera, is making me not like it as much. Wait, I forgot to mention. Cool, he can hold all of his weapons. Let me finish this, please. Zaku, Optimus Prime, Tom, and Godzilla. These are pretty much in scale, right? I'm sorry, man. This video was just not fun to make. Especially because I wasn't expecting to complain as much as I did. I genuinely really like this figure, but the stability issues are just almost unforgivable. This is genuinely some of the worst stability and just overall quality control I've ever seen on a figure, ever, model kit or no. He comes to bits all day long, the freaking skirt can barely stay together, and you can't just fix that by having way too many accessories and really good articulation. I'd still say that I overall still really like the figure, but filming this made me kinda not want to touch it ever again. This figure is a great desk toy to just mess around with or have on display. It looks really cool, but oh my god. You know how they say the camera adds 10 pounds? Well, it also adds 10 points of bull. I swear, I don't think it fell apart as much as it did outside of me filming this. Like, it fell apart more while I filmed this, I swear. I'd still say if you want this, go and get it, because I still overall have a positive review of it. But if you're worried about stability issues and you want it to stay together better, I'd much rather recommend you get the 2.0 version that is up for pre-order right now on Big Bad Toy Store. I don't have that figure, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get it, but considering it's a 2.0 and modern real grades hold together a lot better, it probably is a better call. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, I'm tired. I'm never touching this thing again. Okay, so I was walking in my hallway, and I found the piece. It somehow slid under the door and got in the hallway.